New immigrants, Jewish people continue to come home to the Promised Land here to Israel from all over the world. So far this year, well, until the end of July, 34,530 new immigrants arrived, vast majority from Russia. In July alone, 3,600 immigrants arrived from all over the world. Right now in Russia, there's about 60,000 immigrants waiting with their suitcases ready to come here, but the authorities gotta, they want to pace it, so only 2,500 allowed per month, meaning that this mass immigration will have to be tapered slowly. In 2022, 75,000 immigrants landed in Israel. These numbers are compiled by my former teacher from the Reichman University. His name is Guy Bachor. Last Wednesday, a plane landed at Ben Gurion Airport with 215 new immigrants from the US and Canada. It was 64th El Al flight specifically chartered for Aliyah by the Nefesh B'Nefesh organization, which assists immigrants from English-speaking countries like UK, United States, Canada, and Australia. And so the Aliyah and Integration Ministry also had partnered on the flight, which included 75 children, as well as 7 doctors and 15 professionals in other areas of healthcare who are sorely needed here in Israel with an expanding population. And so they'll have jobs waiting for them. Also notable among the new arrivals are 45 young people who will immediately go into the army as lone soldiers without their family, without their parents. Aliyah and Integration Minister Ofer Sofer says it's his absolute joy to welcome these new immigrants upon arrival to Israel. Especially exciting to see families with children, young adults, embracing the dream of the prophets of the Bible, the Zionist dream, to be patriotic and come home. And he wishes them great success. We all wish them great success and a great welcome home, Baruch haba labayit. Another English-speaking country where Jewish population is increasingly looking to make Aliyah is Australia. A survey was conducted recently by the Zionist Federation of Australia and backed by the Australian Union of Jewish Students and the World Zionist Organization. And shockingly, 64% of Jewish students at Australian universities experienced anti-Semitism during their studies. More than half of these surveyed said they'd actually try to keep their Jewishness a secret to avoid harassment if they could. Racheli Barantz-Ricks, head of the World Zionist Organization's Department for Combating Anti-Semitism and Enhancing Resilience, said these numbers serve as a cautionary indicator. The escalating anti-Semitism in Australia is a harbinger demanding immediate and holistic action to prevent graver circumstances. Meanwhile, here in Israel, there's a growing awareness of the large cohort of immigrants coming from English-speaking countries. Bank Leumi, one of the largest financial service companies in Israel, recently announced that they will offer an app in English for customers. The app, which is the first of its kind, offered to bank customers here in Israel, will give customers in English several options, including account updates, list of credit card charges, currency transfers, and many other things. More options are planned to be added going forward, and other financial institutions are reportedly looking to do similar actions. Another sign of the growing interest in Israel among English speakers came in the form of a visit this week by New York Mayor Eric Adams, who met the Jerusalem Mayor Moshe Lyon and toured around some of the popular landmarks in the capital on Monday. Natan Sharansky, a former member of the Knesset and current chair of the Combat Anti-Semitism Movement Advisory Board, spoke at the event on Monday evening to honor Adams, the New York mayor, saying, "On my last visit to New York, I could meet with so many leaders of so many different communities, faiths, organizations, and in spite of whatever is said, Israel and Jerusalem is a very good place for all these people to meet, greet, work, and live together, and fight for our mutual desire to live in peace and freedom." Adams is scheduled to visit with several other leaders of the government, academia, and the business community during his time in Israel, with an eye toward laying groundwork for increased trade, travel, investment, and educational opportunities, cooperation, collaboration between the New York City and Israel. So what does that mean? The largest Jewish communities in the world outside Israel are in English-speaking countries, primarily US, UK, Canada, with notable numbers in South Africa, Australia, and New Zealand as well. Most of the rest are in France, with smaller numbers scattered throughout the rest of the world. Overwhelming majority of Jewish people who lived in the former Soviet Union prior to 1991 already left those countries, and many are here in Israel. Many of those who are still there before the war between Russia and Ukraine have started in 2022 to come home to Israel in the last 18 months. That means the next large wave of Aliyah is going to be made up of people who speak French and speak English. Despite the stereotypes that Jews from Western countries have lots of money, many of them don't have lots of money and need help in their Aliyah, in their absorption process. And they have unique circumstances and challenges that can be just as difficult to overcome as those coming from former communist countries. Aliyah Return Center is at the forefront of welcoming new immigrants to Israel from wherever they might come. Many of us are English-speaking families ourselves. We feel we're perfectly positioned to play a crucial role in years and months ahead, welcoming those English-speaking immigrants, assisting them in taking their first steps here in the Promised Land, opening their bank account, opening their business, learning Hebrew, job training, and much more. We'd like to invite you to participate in this historic and prophetic effort, being a financial partner, standing with the work of the Aliyah Return Center. Thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to keeping you posted as to the latest developments that relate to Aliyah and return and restoration. God bless you from the land of Israel.